Well, hello, boys and girls. I'm fresh off my Pilates. My camera just went amok there. Anyways, I'm fresh off my Pilates, as you can see. I'm just getting myself all lubed and ready for my massages coming up from my several masseuses I keep strewn about the basement here. But I figured I'd take a little time and move on to the Vancouver Canucks in my summer series that I'm doing right now. Um, Basically on projections and where each team is going, and basically what I would do if I was a general manager. Like, that is not riveting for you. Here we go. Vancouver Canucks. The Vancouver Canucks actually are not as bad off as a lot of people are saying. This year, probably they are, but I have been kind of grinded them a little bit for the moves they've done in their past. But I can swallow my pride and say that they're actually doing not a bad job, as it turns out. They're building a roster that is going to be fast. It's going to have some toughness to it. It's got a lot of mixture, and I'm just really liking a lot of their draft picks. And I think that they're going to actually, I mean, not be the maybe not be the bottom of the league, maybe this year. Um, there's a my friend, well, not friend. I watch the hockey guy just like you guys do. He gets lots of hits, I get none, but I really like what he does. I really like his input, and I haven't. I try not to watch the ones that I'm doing just so I can compare later on what he does. But I have been watching how he does the lineups and stuff like that. I'm going to do that too, except I don't have the fancy little thingamajigger there because I'm lazy. Yes, yes I am. But for Vancouver, their first line, which won't have the Sedins on it this year, I don't think, could be really, really good in a very short time, maybe even this year. Granlund, Horvat, and Besser. Besser is like already one of my favorite players. He is going to be unreal. They drafted him late in the first round, and when he was drafted, I was kind of like, I was wrong. This guy is the bomb. And let me tell you right now, the reason why I am giving Vancouver a lot of props right now is because their development system has vastly improved since Linden and the gang took over. Benning, Linden, they are bringing guys up, and their kids are growing at a rapid pace, and they're drafting. Of course, it's hand in hand. They're drafting good, and they're really how these guys are progressing really fast. I would say right now, I would rank their development system up there, like getting heading towards Detroit type levels. It is that good. It is going to be that good, I think. Um, the second line, you have the two Sedins and Erickson, probably something like that. I think Erickson's going to have a better year this year. I think it was a little bit tough for him last year, losing so much. Um, and he's getting a little older, but I think he's got more legs in him than he showed last year. The Sedins are now 50-point players, 60-point players at this point. It's not a bad second line, though. Really, it isn't. It starts to get a little downhill when we start when you get into the third line, where this is kind of where I think they'll play these guys. You have Barchi, Sutter, and Gagne. None of these guys are known for their defense. Sutter is thought of as a defensive player, but he's really not. His main strengths are from the offensive blue line in, and he's actually really good in that area. Gagne as well, and Barchi. This would almost be more of a second line. If I'm playing with this lineup, I'm almost putting the Sedins on with other people's best lines because they are very good defensively, and Erickson, and almost using them as your shutdown line. If you do that, Barchi, Sutter, and Gagne can get you points. And as long as you get some decent defense from Markstrom, which before I get into the fourth line will say, everything is Markstrom here. If he This year, he's really got to show that he's a number one goaltender. He shows flashes of being like an exceptional goaltender, very very good. Something like big, mobile, and everything, but he hasn't shown it in enough consistency yet to be comfortable. And if he's not going to be the guy, there's not much beneath him. They are in trouble if he doesn't produce this year. Then they will end up in the bottom of the league. But if he doesn't, if he does produce, I could see them at times during the year flirting with the playoff spot. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs at all, but that's pretty good when you consider this was a rebuilding team, retooling team that shouldn't have been retooling and should have been rebuilding. I like to say also for Linden and Benning, to defend them a little bit. I think ownership plays a little too much of a part on the decisions in this organization than it should. And I think the previous general manager had that problem as well, and it made him look like an idiot, and he really wasn't. But and then sometimes it's even looking like that with the Sedins, if they are with Benning and Linden, and it's too bad because they seem to have really good minds for the game. There was some decisions I wasn't really fond of that they made, but they're turning out not too bad for them, and I'm gonna definitely give them more rope. Boucher, Burmistrov, and Dorsett for your fourth line is I think you could do a little better. And you're asking, what about Goldobin? What about Goldobin? I know he looks good on the ice, but he is clueless in his own end, and he's clueless defense is not just on your own end, by the way. It's how you play all through the ice. And Goldobin has a long way to go, kind of Yakupov-ish in the sense that he goes, but he has all the skill in the world, but he doesn't know where he's going. Until that improves greatly, I'm not putting him anything but as a 13th forward who's going to play in power play situations and stuff like that. It's just not something I see. I think he can get past that if he puts his head to it. He's never going to be great, but he's got to get a lot better. Chaput in your middle is, if he's in your lineup, you're not making the playoffs. Simple as that. Chaput is a great AHL guy. He's got lots of skill, great passer as far as a hockey player is concerned. But in the league, there's too many holes in his game that he should not be playing in your top four lineup. For sure, he shouldn't be playing. And then Rodin, don't know much about the kid. We'll see how he turns out. I can't see him getting over the Gangies and the Ericssons and the Bessers though. Defense, gotta go quick. Edler, the big thing was Del Zotto, and I thought that was a really nice pickup. If he can get over his injuries, his injury situation, he can be a really good top four. I even think he could have upside. And you got Hutton and Gudbranson. Like I said, a lot of people were slamming Florida for that trade. I don't think there was a reason for that. Gudbranson is a 5'6", and they got a young player and a defenseman. Tanev is freaking awesome. Edler's getting old. I'm not really big on this defense right now, but Del Zotto was a nice pickup. And you got Subban and Padan and stuff like that, but this needs a lot of help. It needs a lot of help here. Levy is coming up. I don't think he's going to make it that next year, but I think there's more to your future now than there was before. It's definitely a lot brighter, Vancouver fans. I hope you go to their arenas and pre-cheer these guys on. I know you guys are a little bit finicky, and I don't blame you for that. If your team's not doing well, I can understand why you don't want to go. But if a team is progressing like this, you should go. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. Make sure you're well lubed. I'm going for my masseuse right now. And check out my other videos. I got a few. I got Detroit. I got top 10 coaches in the league. I got all kinds of pearls and wisdom that'll fall on your lap. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.